Mr. John, the gentleman, Hedges, everybody. How you doing?
Keeping well, Jackie. Yeah, good win last night. Just a chilled one today. I'm knackered, mate. For a young boy, I should be buzzing, shouldn't I? But I'm knackered. Actually, I'm whacked. So I had a late night last night. So just a chilled one today.
You look knackered, to be fair.
Do you know? It's one of them ones. You know, like when you feel like you haven't done a lot. Obviously, I had a fight, but I come out, I felt lovely, and it's all just hit me today. It's hit like a ton of bricks, and yeah, I just thought I need a chilled one, don't you? You need to take a day to get through it.
To be fair, there's kind of this massive crescendo. Do you know what I mean? And then, like, you've done all the press, then there's the fight, all the lights, all the crowds, and then it's a little bit like, oh,
you switch off now. Out. Yeah, exactly. It's nice and needed.
So did you stay at the hotel, have a few beers? Shouldn't say that, but did you have a few beers? What was your little cheap meal?
Do you know what? We went straight back to the Intercontinental where we were staying. A little bit of an after party went on. There was a few in there, like you had the DAZN lot, you had Andy Lee. I'm trying to think who else now. Oh, Razor Ruddock was there. He made an appearance. So there was a few faces. I had a couple of drinks. All my management team was there. It was nice. We had Adam, Sam Jones popped in. We had Shane Watson, and yeah, we all just had a chilled one really. Do you know what? It was just like a bit of a social. We had a chilled one, and then we all got a bit of food, a few pizzas, and that.
Yeah, sorry, you sound like a little bit then. Yeah, I've got you. Yeah, I popped in, to be fair. Yeah. I was a bit lightweight. I popped in, I was a little bit lightweight, had one, and then just had to leave, same as you.
That was you done.
Tired. Yeah, it was. So, listen, let's talk about fourth professional fight last night, and you got the points win over Ben Thomas, and it was a 60-54. Listen, first of all, momentous occasion last night. You had the CameronMcGee fight, which was absolutely tremendous. Momentous, like I say, occasion for female boxing, for the fact that it was a road to undisputed. So, firstly, again, you're getting out on these massive cards. What does that feel like for you?
Yeah, like you just said there, it's unreal. Like 19 years old to be on them cards already without having to put the hard graft in on the quiet shows is it's a bit of a liberty for some people because obviously they must think I'm being fast tracked, but I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for it, Jackie, and it's unbelievable, isn't it? Listen, what a fight that was between Cameron and McGee as well. Like they're putting girls boxing on the map. That was unbelievable, and to be on the undercard of that really was impressive. And even if Dillian Whyte didn't have his fight, it would still be a massive card. It was good that it still went ahead and everything still went as planned.
I'm hoping that the people that wanted to sort of, have a refund on the tickets, the ones that stayed, the ones that came and supported not only the main card but yourself.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, the ones that supported not only the main card but yourself. Hopefully, their minds have, changed a little bit, or have been changed a little bit.
Yeah, exactly that. I think they've done themselves proud, didn't they? 100%.
Yeah. So let's talk about you. Do you know what? Number one, you've got big support. And like you say, you're still quite young, but you've got big support behind you yesterday. You came out and you had an absolutely lovely fight. Talk me through it.
Do you know what? It was a good fight for me. It was a last-minute opponent, which I don't really like, to be honest. I like to be able to train for someone. But at the end of the day, this is boxing, and you got to get used to it. I might as well get used to it now because it's going to happen. But like he's a tall fella. I think he's one of the tallest in the division as it goes. Obviously, I'm very tall for the weight. But he was still 6'3", something like that. Yeah, he was 6'3", 6'4". So, took the fight. Nice big rangy fighter. He's boxed some good boys. He had won a couple, got a knockout on his card, and it was like more. It was going to show a different style of me, Jackie. Like instead of having to box every fight, I could be a bit aggressive here, and it was nice to let a little bit go. It'd been nice to get the stoppage. But I didn't want to look for it too much. I thought I was performing well. And the thing is, you can spoil it, can't you? If you're looking for the knockout, you spoil yourself. And before you know it, you've rushed all your work and it don't look as pretty. I thought just keep it as it was going and it was good.
Yeah, you could be too greedy, can't you?
Exactly. Too greedy. Walk onto something and the great nights turned into me getting chinned. So I didn't fancy it. I didn't fancy it. But if it come, I do believe if there was a couple more rounds, it would have come personally. But listen, it's all learning for me. It's all learning, and the 6 rounds won't hurt me.
Not at all. What was beautiful is, you know, when I talk about good performance, number one, the way you were controlling the distance, you just seem super confident. And I know you've gone up to light heavy. Your shots are crisp, they're solid. Yeah, really, really great work.
No, I feel so much better. The super middle, I still have to diet to get down to light heavy. Some people think because I've moved up, it's like, oh, you're just walking around weight, but it's really not. Like I have to work hard to get down to light heavy, and it's still a weight cut at the end, but it's a lot better for me. The super middleweight, it was a bit like a freak accident, if anything. It was like I thought I'll give it before I knew it, I'd made the weight, and
Can you take out the pods? Oh,
sorry,
because I think that's interfering with the.
Yeah, it's like it keeps fuzzing out, but I'm back on. Am I good now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back through. Thank you.
That's why I got these old school. See, you young people, you like all the fancy new things that don't work.
We're too technical, aren't we? We're too technical.
Yeah. Going back to your fight, yeah. Oh, round 2. He was eating those delicious backhands, wasn't he?
It was coming natural, and he was walking onto the shot, wasn't he? He was walking onto the shot, and I think that was the main thing. It weren't like I had to find it. He was walking onto it, and it makes any fighter fight better at the end of the day if it's happening like that.
Yeah, I think he came and he gave you a good chance of showing your skill set. And actually, what was nice about it is, for me, it's great to see you fighting a tall fighter because, like you said, it gives you a chance to show people what else you can do. But I think the fact that you have had such a solid amateur background, the change of opponent didn't seem to faze you at all.
No, not at all. Like, and that was it. Do you know what? And also, Jackie, it's a massive shout out here to Mark and Jimmy Tibbs. They made you feel comfortable. They're a great cornerman, and when they put so much faith in you and tell you exactly what's happening, and they said, "Listen, John, you got a opponent. All right, I'm back. Have you got me?"
Yes.
Oh,
I've got you. I
was having issues going on there, Jackie. I don't know what was going on. I had messages, I had phone calls, and the phone turned off. But we're good. We're good now. We're good. I'll come.
Yeah, I kind of thought so. I can see people rejoining. So you were talking about the Tibbsies.
Yep.
Yeah, just you were giving them a little shout out. So yeah.
Yeah. So basically,
what was it you were saying?
Yeah, Mark and Jimmy, like with the change of opponent, especially I'm no excuse you, but especially at my age, it's daunting. Like obviously, if you have 6 weeks to train with someone, you've reassured yourself. You don't need no one to reassure you. You've put the work in. I've watched every video of them. I know what way they move, and you can study them. But when it gets dropped on you in 3 days, you don't want to study too much because then you find yourself trapped. Then you find yourself trying to box a different fight than what you should. I always believe you should always box you. Just whoever you fight, do what you do, and that should be good enough because you're the better fighter, if you know what I mean. You should rate what you do so highly that it'll beat anyone. But when you got Jimmy and Mark in your corner, they reassure you, calm you down. Listen, go out there, you do what you do, and that little bit of advice. Do you know what I mean? You need it sometimes. You do need it, and it went a long way in this fight, and it was lovely to have them both in for the first time.
I think you underestimate how much talent you have and how much experience because you're the type of fighter that will be able to go into a fight, and like you say, you're going to be a little bit daunted, but you go into a fight and you're going to be able to assess the person in front of you because you've been doing this forever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I'm bad for it, Jackie, but I complicate it myself. Like I look at them and I think, oh, hold on, they're this age, they're this and that. But really, I've done it I've had 44 amateur fights and I won 40 of them. And I've come up to every star. I've boxed Germans, I've boxed Russians, and there's no difference. There's no difference in the pro game. It's just having that confidence to go in there and keep a clear head and doing it on the night. And I think that's what happened last night. We took everything out of the equation and we just went in there and got the job done.
Yeah. Talking about Mark Tibbs, he seems like a really calming influence in the corner.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like the sort of person that just loses his head, starts screaming, instructions. He seems to just he's been at this for years. He sits in that corner and it's like he's just comfortable, tells you the little odd, 1 or 2 things to do. But yeah, he seems great.
Yeah, Mark's he's very calming. That's what I like. I don't like someone screaming at you full stop, but he also wakes you up. If I ain't doing something, he's going to remind me constantly, and he's going to get it in the ear, and he's going to make me do it. But he don't complicate it. He don't tell you to throw a 5-punch combination. He don't tell you like things like that. It's just do what you do. You've done it in the gym every day. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing it in the gym. So it's like, it's just getting that little, sometimes you need a reminder. That's what we always say. It's a reminder. Because I know what I should be doing. If I ain't doing it by now, then it's my own problem. But with him there, that little reminder, a little kickstart, and then I was flowing. And let's be honest, Jackie, when I got into that third round, the first two, I was finding my way and doing what I was doing, as long as I won the round. But by the time I got to the third, I felt like I was warm and it was my fight. Do you know what I mean? I knew what I had to do.
Yeah, it was gorgeous, actually. It's funny, like you say, if you don't know what to do before you get into the fight, then there's a problem. You should be doing it in the gym. And it always does make me laugh when you get coaches go, why don't you throw? And it's like, he hadn't done it in the gym. It don't make any sense.
Exactly. You don't. It's never nothing coming first time in that ring when you box. You should have done everything in sparring. If you're gonna try something, try it in sparring. Lose a spar. It don't matter about winning spars. It's not a fight. Try what you want to do in the ring in a spar, and it's hard to come out of that though, because like, I'll be honest with you, I was the worst for it. If I'm sparring, I want to win every spar, but if you can try something like with the likes of when I'm sparring, the likes of Craig Richards and Dan Aziz, if I can try a shot with them and get away with it, then I've just had a touch. Sometimes you're not going to get away with it, but do you know what I mean? That's if you got that mindset that I want to go in there and learn and take something from it, it's massive, and it's going to help a lot along the way.
Let's talk about that, because I think that that's starting to become a problem. People talk about sparring, not so much obviously in the amateurs, but in the pros, people, oh, what happened in sparring? You know, remember what happened. Surely that's the rehearsal room for the performance on the night.
Yeah, that's me all over. I am now anyway, put it that way. I used to always put too much pressure on myself in sparring, but if you actually go in there and you just think, I'm going to take something from a spar, and the pressure comes off, you perform so much better. It's like, you take it away. You don't need to kill each other in sparring. You don't need to put miles on each other. You're all in the same sport for the same reason, and make a legacy and to get some money out of it. And at the end of the day, you don't need to go in there killing each other. Sometimes you need a technical spar, but sometimes you do need a hard spar. And it's about having the measure of both. And that's the main thing. What I thought about last night's performance was I done 6 rounds there, and I was barely hit. There's no miles on the clock. It was just like a good run out, really. Like I've had a good experience, a massive O2 show. Come out unfazed, unmarked, and ready to go again tomorrow if I had to. So that's the main thing.
Exactly. And the thing is, I think I heard somebody mention, one of the press mention, that you might be out before the end of the year, and that's a possibility, isn't it? Because like you just said, you didn't get banged up at all.
No, I said to my management, as soon as if there's another fight coming, let's take it. Basically, I've come out unmarked, no injuries, thank God. And I want to stay active. So if Eddie said to me, John, there's a massive shot abroad somewhere or anywhere, I'm up for it. And the main thing is for me is to get as much experience at this age.
Yeah. You're talking about your new trainers. You know, obviously you've been with your old trainer Sablio for since you were a kid. Difficult split, but what sort of tools have you've had added to your kit since being with the Tibbsies?
Do you know what? There's been loads. Sablio was a great trainer. I would never say nothing bad about Sab. He'd done a lot for me in the amateurs, and I've done very well under him. I've done really well. To be honest with you, everything I won, it was with him at Hoddesdon Boxing Academy, so a massive shout out. But going on to Mark Tibbs and Jimmy Tibbs and coming into the Tibbsy stable, the main thing is, Jackie, we're in there with you're in there every day with hungry pros. You've got Johnny Fisher in the gym with me. Great fighter, a great trainer, so someone great to train alongside of. Harvey Horn, another person at the highest level of his game. And at the end of the day, you need them people around you. And I think it's sometimes the stable's as important as the coach as well. So I've got the both there. I've got unbelievable coaches, unbelievable boxers, and you're all bringing each other on.
Yeah. That jab is looking a bit delicious as well at the minute.
Me jab was that. I'm trying to get it there. It needs to get better. It was one of the things me and Mark's been working on. I can't lie. Like I've been blessed with the opportunity with long arms, and I am 6'5".
Exactly.
I've got to use it a bit more. But in the amateurs, I've got away with having this lazy, flimsy kind of wave it about in their face kind of jab, and it worked in the amateurs. It's 3 rounds at the end of the day. But now as a pro, it's got to be a bit more spiteful, and it's coming. It is definitely coming. A bit more time. Next fight will be even a bit more, and then we go again a bit further, don't we? So yeah, it's going good.
Yeah.
It's going good.
I like it. It was definitely a lot more spite in it, which was great. Last month you were out against Fran Ragnick in Austria.
Yep.
So you're having a lot of chances to get out. But what was it like to box abroad? Obviously you're the away fighter. What was that like for you?
Yeah, it was good. I like boxing abroad. I must admit, I think I feel like there's no pressure. You fight abroad, feel like you jump in there and the world's your oyster sort of thing. You've got nothing to prove, and you go in there and just do the job. And I boxed abroad a lot as an amateur, especially with Hoddesdon. I think 15 times, 16 times abroad and undefeated. So I had a good international record sort of thing. And then going out there, it was even better. But I think with the abroad fight was you get to fight a different selection of boxers. And so Fran Radnich had been about. He had boxed Anthony Ogogo. There was a lot of fighters he'd been in with. And he had 11-0 record before. Like, obviously, he had lost a few when I boxed him. But he did go 11-0 with 10 knockouts. So he's a boxer who'd been about and done well.
So, you know, you were saying it's less pressure when you were abroad. What else did you fancy about, maybe boxing abroad more regularly? In terms of you're talking about getting those learning fights in. Is that the place to do it?
Yeah, I think so. I honestly do. I think you're coming out the way, you're coming away from the pressure, but you've still got a hard fight in front of you, and you're getting the experience. And I think what Eddie said to me was literally, we're going to try and go abroad. We're going to try and do that sort of route as well as boxing at home and getting the fans in. So if I could box out twice abroad every year and then twice at home every year, I'm having a win. So it sounds good to me. It sounds really good. And a fight in Austria, it was unbelievable. He was in a football stadium, and it was unbelievable. It was good. You had Hergovic there. It was a big opportunity for me, and it was good to get the win.
Yeah, nice. And obviously, Dad and Gramps went with you as well.
They come everywhere, don't they? They don't.
It's great. It's actually great. It sort of reminds me of every weekend up and down the country in the car in the AMS. Yeah. I'm sure nothing much has changed.
No, it hasn't. It's mad, but it's just got better, really.
I wanted to ask you about, when you turned over and you did get a little bit of backlash after your first fight, which, was really quite shocking, what the kind of stuff people were saying on social media. And I guess that you were shielded from that in the amateurs. Were you surprised by that?
Do you know what, Jackie? Looking back at it now and where I'm at now, I weren't surprised. The performance weren't good enough. And that's as easy as I can put it. I didn't box to my best. I didn't look good in there. I'm not going to sit here and say it is what it is. It's done now. It was a close fight. It was a very close fight against a good operator. And it was a hard debut. We got through it, and we was lucky to get the win, and we got the win at the end of the day.
It was very convenient how it cut out when we were talking about the debut fight and the social media backlash. But joking aside, you were talking to me about that.
It was harsh, Jackie. It was harsh. It weren't look good. It put me in a little bit of a bad place. It didn't affect me too much. But I was very lucky. Listen, at the end of the day, I was very lucky to get another crack at the whip, because I got the win, but it was a very close fight. I'm not what's the word? I'm not naive to what it was. I've watched the fight back. I've got eyes. I didn't box good. I boxed terrible. I was immature in there. If you look at it, it's only been a year. It's only been a year from today. If you look at that last performance to what I've done in that debut, it's two different fighters. And I'm blessed. At the end of the day, I'm very blessed to get another opportunity and another chance to prove myself, which I was given by Eddie. And I think I went on to do that in my second, third and fourth fight. I've showed what I'm about, and I still haven't showed everything yet. So, yeah, I'm very lucky.
To be honest, I think you've been a little bit harsh on yourself. I was actually quite shocked at the backlash, I'm going to be honest. And, one of the presenters, and I know that that's our job to give an opinion. Somebody suggested that you should be carefully matched and even held back, so you developed a lot slower. If you had your time again, would you have done anything differently?
No, I wouldn't. Because if I had the right opponent, I do believe it was down to the opponent. It was a last minute opponent. Sorry, I trained for an orthodox. I got given a southpaw. No excuses, because I believe I was at that level to take that fight. And at the end of the day, it was my final say. So it was no one's fault. I said, let's go ahead and do it. I could have quite easily pulled out. But I think sometimes your heart takes over your head, and you do not always what's the best thing, don't you? You know what I mean? So no, I wouldn't have turned back the clock. So I'd have probably said get a better opponent, but it is what it is. If I had a normal fight and it was against an orthodox and it was someone who had a fair few losses, I'd have probably shunned, and everyone would have been, oh my God, he's the next best thing, and it would have still kept the hype. But I had it hard, and it's just you live and learn from it, and I'm glad I had it. Honestly, it's learnt me so much in life. If anything, it's learnt me more having that sort of criticism straight away.
That's good. I'm glad you're using it as fuel as well. I really am. I did wonder at the time, you know, in the weeks after, whether your mental health, you know, had suffered at all.
Yeah, it's hard because you don't like speaking about things like that. But I was a bit down. I can't lie. It's horrible looking on phones and you're seeing the criticism, and it's not nice. People put a lot of horrible things out there, but at the end of the day, I'll put myself on that platform at a young age, and it's me. I put myself in that position, and you're there to be shot at. And at the end of the day, if you can't take criticism, you shouldn't be in the sport, because even the greatest, even Muhammad Ali gets criticised. So you've got you're open to it, and you've got to be ready for it. And I was, to be fair. I'm mature in my head. So when it did come, I kind of knew it was going to come and all, to be fair. You get hyped up, you're going to get anyone. Even if I won by knockout, I'd have got criticism. So it was just, I got a lot more than what I thought I was going to get. But it was one of them things. And we moved on and we pushed forward. And look where we're at now. We're in a lot better place.
Exactly. The reason why I bring it up is because I think some people, when they're quick to fire off comments, they don't really think about how it might affect the person. Do you understand?
Yeah, definitely. People are too quick to type, and they don't realise, and people got look at the same thing as like reality shows. People, like, their opinions on there. The amount of people who have actually gone through with things and ended up doing their self-in and crazy things like that. It's horrible to see, but it's all from stupid comments, and one day people will learn. They will learn.
Terry Dunnage, sorry Terry.
Yep.
I was asked whether you know what it is. John is so tall, he's higher than the signal. That's what I think he's talking about. Your doo-doo internet. Nice one. I like it. But he also asked. You should be by now, surely. He did ask, though, whether you had any plans to box in America.
I'd love to. Yeah, America's a dream. I've got you've got your little bullet points listed out, and boxing it out. A massive card in England. Done that yesterday. That was one of my dreams. Boxing on Sky Sports was a dream. Done that in my debut and my second fight. And yeah, I'm making dreams come true, and I'd definitely like to box in America. In particular, Madison Square Garden. I think that's the peak of boxing.
You better start visualising now, my friend.
Dream, visualise, achieve, they say, don't they? Or something like
that. Johnny, if you could sit down with a boxer for a coffee, past or present, who would it be? Nice question. And that is Lee fitness goals.
If I could sit down with anyone, I'd have to sit down with... I would go... Who would I go? That's quick.
It's hard, isn't it?
It is hard, yeah, because there's loads, isn't there? There is loads.
Just pick one out.
Just put me on the spot. I'd go... Do you know where I'd go, yeah? I'd go old school.
Go on.
I'd go Rocky Marciano.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I know it's a bit of a weird one, but he's a small heavyweight, wasn't he? He was a very small heavyweight, but he was unbeaten. Yeah. And he was giving away like 3-4 stone per fight. I just think that's mad. And what was going through his head, he was like the Babic of today kind of thing, but a lot at the moment, a lot better, because Babic ain't proved himself as much yet, but I'm sure he will. I'd like to sit down with him and just see what was going through his head, because he come up against some 6'10" giants and whatever they was. Crazy. And he thought a lot. Yeah, I'd have a nice chat with him. Why not? Yeah.
Good question. I better read these before I actually say them now. So this is Terry Dunnage as well. He's got a tick, so he must be doing well for himself.
I know Terry. He's a good man. He's a good man.
Oh, okay. Just want to say, keep being you, brother. Big times are coming. That's nice.
Thank you, Terry.
Very nice,
that, mate. Thank you.
John put on a lovely show last night. Could you give my brother Sean a bosh? What's a bosh?
It's the Essex train going about in a minute. You have to give it. You go, Sean, bosh.
Oh, okay.
That's done now. It's done. Sean's had the bosh.
I thought it was something rude. Rude.
No.
But listen, my friend's just died on me. There's something very strange going on today. Someone doesn't want me to speak to you.
It's not really happening, is it?
Well, listen, you know what? I wanted to ask about your stable, actually, and who in the stable, because you've got this, you know, like you mentioned earlier on, you've got Johnny Fisher, you've got Craig Richards. Who is the most likely to, you know, when you're having a down moment, terrible spar, who are you most likely to sort of put their arm around you and you know, give you a little hug.
So yeah, in our stable, what it is, so every day the normal boys are in that gym is me, Johnny, and Harvey Horn. Like that, we're like the
Oh, I
100%
forgot
boys.
Harvey.
Yeah,
Gosh.
Harvey as well. So we're like the boys who have had fight dates recently. There's other boys as well, but we're like the ones who have had fight dates recently. And then we've got a new lad, Tommy Fletcher, very tall, my age, soon to be pro, like coming pro. He's up there with us now. And yeah, we're like the everyday boys. And yeah, if you have a bad spar, do you know what? We're a family up there. Anyone has a bad spar, we all put our arm around each other. We go get a bit of food after. And if you had a bad spar, you might miss having to pay for the bill. So it's a touch. You might need it sometimes, save a bit of money.
Do you do it intentionally then?
Oh mate, oh no, I said I've been sparring bad for the last year. So
Isn't it? They've cottoned on now, though. It is so good though to see you, John. Sorry, yeah, it's so good to see you. You know, just blossoming. You've really, you know, you're starting to come into your own. And obviously, the most exciting thing about it is there's years of boxing from you to come yet, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. I'm very young to the sport still, but I've been in it a year and I'm 4-0, and it's I'm really enjoying my boxing, Jackie. And that's the main thing. Listen, it can all end overnight. It can all finish, and all the success of what's going on. It can all be done. You can get injured. Anything can happen. So you've got to live for the moment, and you've got to enjoy everything you're doing. And if you live in your dream, you're winning, aren't you? That's the main thing. You're winning in life.
100%. I tell you what, I wish more young people had your mindset. You come across so well on media. I think you were, or we were, the first people to interview you.
Yeah. You was actually. Yeah, the first one as I turned pro. Yeah, it was, and you done the first one in person as well, weren't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Yeah, we both sat down, me, you, and Sav. It's crazy. Mate, look how far we've come though. It's going well, isn't it?
It is, and it is. It's great to see. What are your plans for the rest of the week?
Chilling this week. I'm going to get back. Do you know what? I've got a little gym near me, Nuffield Health, and it's got a sauna, steam room, nice swimming pool, and I'm just going to go there most days, have a chill, keep fit. I don't want to put on loads of weight. It's too easy to do. Keep fit and healthy, but yeah, just if I want a cheat meal, have a little cheat meal and just chill for a couple of days. You know what I mean? Just get a bit of energy back. Meet a few people I ain't seen in a little while, and yeah, that does me. Do you know what I mean? That does me. And then it'll soon be Christmas time, and I'll be selling Christmas trees, so it'll soon come around.
I'll come and get one from you then.
That'll do. That's a deal. You've said it on live now. I'm holding you to it.
I will. You might have to deliver it though.
Yeah.
Because you're the other side of London, aren't you?
I'm Stansted Airport.
Better get your truck and start bringing it over. Beautiful, really beautiful to speak to you this evening. Thank you very much for giving us your time.
You're more than welcome. Thank you, Jackie. Take care.